Happy Tuesday. Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight, Season 13, Childhood Traumas. We're going to talk about childhood traumas because if we don't take care of our childhood traumas, they will forever hamper our lives. Welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. My name is Janice. I have my window open, girl, because I can feel fall in the air. One of my favorite time of the year. I hate summer. I can't take it. Where's my I hate summer t-shirt? I can't stand it. And so fall is almost here. I was like, yeah, fall is here. Ladies, I am wearing one of my little dresses. I keep telling you guys, you have to go and find you some nice little dress. Look at this cute little dress. Sit right below my knee. Isn't it cute? It's sexy. So if you have nice arms, to show off your arms, I'm getting a little chunky. I can see it. I was just telling Lexi, we're going to have to start doing our Zumba again. And, look at this. Very nice. And they pull you in. Girl, you got to fix yourself up going on these days. But I'm going to put on my Dating Differently t-shirt because guess what? We need to start dating differently, right? Ooh. We need to start dating differently. And in part of dating differently is learning about the guys, the people you date, because I have both guys and gals here. Learning about their childhood, because that will hamper your whole life. Married at First Sight, the season 13, the whole cast have childhood traumas, with the exception of Brett. Maybe I need to go back, or somebody help me out in the comment section. I don't remember her saying anything that sounded traumatic. And so if you can help me out in the comments. All right. I thank you for those likes and comments on my video yesterday. Thank you for hanging with me. I accidentally went live yesterday evening, and I didn't want to go live. I wanted to just do a video, but I pressed the wrong button. But anyways, I thank you for your love and support. Thank you for those reviews on my books. The reviews are starting to come in. Those reviews help us as independent authors. We're doing it all by ourselves. We don't have a marketing team behind us. We market our stuff ourselves. So independent authors, you please help us all, okay? And of course, thank you for the love on my Etsy shop. Those dating shirts are over there. I have some fall shirts coming. Thank you for your love on the Word of Wisdom journal. That is my newest journal. I have another one coming out. If you love wisdom, I love the Book of Proverbs, so be sure to check that out. All right. Yeah. Season 13 cast. I like them all individually. I must say, this is the first season that I actually like everyone. I've never had a season that I actually like each person of the cast. Usually at least one or two I don't like. But this season, I like them all. Even Extremely Cheap Gil, I like him too. So far. Okay, even though with the cheap thing, it's childhood trauma. Oh, it's a dishwasher. Okay, and so I was thinking, listen, I was going to do a video on Michaela this morning, but I'm going to do that later because I wanted to talk about this first because Michaela has childhood traumas that I don't know if any of them, we know that counseling is looked down on in the Black community. I don't know about any other community, but I know in the Black community, counseling is looked down on. That's why that was one of my dating questions when I was dating. I would ask about premarital counseling, continual counseling, and therapy. And if he gave me, oh, that's foolishness, man, we don't need that. That's some white people stuff. I automatically knew I would be done with him. I wouldn't continue to date him because counseling is important. Therapy is important, and I believe in continual counseling, okay? So let's look at this couple. This was your number one couple, and I was like, I don't know now. Something is up with Michaela, and hello, we saw it. We found the hurricane. She told us the hurricane, for those of you delusional people coming on my channel, talk about I'm tearing down a black woman. Her family calls her Hurricane K. She refers to herself as a category 5. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about, probably not today, I'm going to be talking about our new identity in Christ. I haven't heard any of them mention God, so I'm making the assumption there are no born again believers there, because born again believers, we usually mention, by episode 3 or 4, I would know one of them is a born again believer. It's not like fake behind Alexa's all the way at the end talk about she's a church girl. Girl, shut your thirsty mouth up, okay? So for those of you who's angry and bitter, and we talk about childhood traumas, you need to figure out, why does it hurt you so much for me to say, call her Hurricane K, when this is what her family calls her? You need to figure out, that's childhood trauma you need to deal with. Why does it? So Jen, my channel is like going to the dentist, right? You're supposed to be going twice a year. Me and Lexi need to make our 6 months checkup appointment. When you go to the dentist, right? What they do, they check each and every teeth. They knock. How's this feeling? Yeah, good. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Ouch! Ouch! Right there. Right there, they know something is wrong, and they need, when you take the x-ray, and because we've been going there forever. So once they call us in, they take our x-rays. They just put me and Lexi in the chair. They don't put us back outside, okay? I think they do it because of Lexi. They put, come on, everybody, dog. Come on, Lex. Hey, Lex, come on, sit in the chair, Lex. And so by the time the doctor get the x-ray, they might already start cleaning your teeth, because they clean the teeth, okay? And so they knock, and they measure your teeth, and they say, 0.00, 0.01, 0.002 or something. And they say, you need to clean back here because there's too much space in your teeth. When they knock and it hurt, something is wrong, and we need to take a second look. So for those of you who come over here who's upset with me talking about Vernisha with her nipples out, right? Her being angry. Talk about Michaela being Hurricane K, that her family, if her family didn't tell us she's Hurricane K, we wouldn't have known. If she didn't refer to herself as a category 5 hurricane, we wouldn't have known. What y'all want is for me not to talk about it, right? No, don't talk about her being Hurricane K, category 5 hurricane, because that's tearing down a black woman. Call her the little lamb of God. But I'm going to come back and talk about that in Christ I am, okay? This book, you don't know your identity. Pick this book up, okay? Okay, so your favorite couples, and I like them individually, but I kind of felt something in my spirit that something was off about Michaela. And I said it. I thank God I said it. See, that's why I'm not afraid to say what I need to say. Okay? Somebody commented on one of my videos, stop tearing down a black woman, ain't nothing wrong with her. Because I said there is something off in the video. I said, something is off about her. This is why I say that, because when the stuff come out, I can say, see, I said that, right? So with Hurricane Michaela, in this instance, she's Michaela. She had the whole childhood trauma situation with her dad. I don't know if they got counseling. Usually in instances like that, you get counseling, right? Either the school psychologist or the police officers or whoever, they usually refer you to counseling, from what I'm hearing. So I don't know they got counseling. Okay. She sleeps with men on the first night. She had a dude in her bed the first day of 2 weeks before she got called. She refers to herself as Hurricane K. She's a category 5 hurricane. So what Michaela needs to do is go to counselor, sit down and talk to somebody and figure that out. Why am I angry? And this is why I did the video. I asked the question. See, a lot of you are emotional. You didn't listen to what I said. You did not listen, because I said some of the other black women that's been on the show has said, I'm not going to call any names, that the production wanted them to act like the angry, crazy black woman, and they told them no. At least 3 black women have confirmed, you could search for it, that the production wanted them to act crazy and loud and ghetto and angry, and they told them no. So I asked the question, Married at First Sight has been looking for the angry, black, crazy black woman. Have they found her? You didn't hear that. You got in your emotions. And you need to ask yourself, why does this upset me? Right. And sometimes I have to tell people, I say, you need to listen again and write down what I said. And they always have to come back and say, they apologize, Janice, you're right. You didn't say what I thought you said. Because you're being emotional, you're not hearing. So Michaela needs to go to counselor to figure out, why am I so angry? Why am I a Category 5 hurricane? What is it about me? What's going on the inside that I am holding under the balloon under the water, that I need to just sit down and go to counselor? Because you don't want that. You don't want to be a Category 5 hurricane on your new husband. You don't want to be that woman because he might not want to stay with you. Okay, now, Zach, I'm going to do a video on this about being black conscious, okay, in your family. Okay, remind me in the comment section, somebody. Clara, remind me, because you always remind me. Clara and Alyssa, remind me to do the black conscious with your kids video. He went to all white school, predominantly white school. People of color who are middle class. We often prefer to send our kids a lot of us prefer to send our kids to private school, right? Because we might live in the community that the schools are not the best, okay? Or even if you move to a community that the school are better, it's still predominantly white, okay? In my high school, on our bus, it was me, my brother. It was Neil and his brother. Neil was one of the guys I liked back then. I was like 13. I remember Neil and his brother. So me and my brother, Neil, his brother, and this other girl. It was 5 black students on a big old school bus. How much students does a bus hold? Okay. And in our high school, you could count the black people. We lived in Margate, Florida in the early 1990s, 1990, 91, 92. Okay, Margate, Florida. We went to Coconut Creek High School. You could count the black people in that school, but all the Caribbean people, we knew where we met up. We would meet up at lunchtime. We would hang together, okay? And then I didn't stay there long enough. I must have been there 2 years. Then we moved to Fort Lauderdale. How many of y'all know Fort Lauderdale were predominantly black, predominantly Caribbean people, African people. So then we were more comfortable because it was mostly black people. I'm sure there was white people. I don't remember any of the students. But anyways, so he went to this all white, predominantly white private prep school. My son goes to a private school. That was one of the discussion my husband and I was having, where he liked the school that was predominantly white. And when I looked at the research, it said 25%, what does it say? People of color, students of color. And when I went there and I'm looking around and I asked the principal, I said, well, it says here 25% people of color. So where are I didn't see any students of color. And she said, oh, they were mostly Hispanics. And I'm looking around. There was no little black boys. I didn't see any little black boys. I went to the kindergarten class, preschool class. I was going to kindergarten. And there was one little boy that he looked mixed because he had the big, fluffy, curly hair. And I'm like, there was no black students. I told Mike, he's not coming here. I'm not sending my son to no predominantly white school. And then we already picked out his high school. My husband picked out an all boys prep school. Those of you who live in Jersey, y'all know that predominantly very $20,000 a year prep school up in the mountains up there. Okay, y'all know which school I'm talking about. Told him, I said, I don't think so, but Michael is in the first grade. Things might change 8 years from now. And then there's this other school in Newark. Y'all know the boys' school that turned into a unisex school now since last year. And it's still a lot of white people. Isn't that something? We have a private boys' school here in Newark. Y'all know which one I'm talking if you live in Newark. And even in the predominantly prep boys' school in the city of Newark, which is predominantly Black, most of the students are white. Okay, so there's other parents that's bringing their kids to come to this school because it's cheaper. It's about $5,000 cheaper than the other one up there in the mountains. Okay, so he went to this all-white school and they made fun of him, and he's so. It's crazy how in the Black community, chocolate men are loved, but chocolate women are looked down on. But anyways, we'll talk about that. They talked about him and they made fun of him. And so my question is, didn't the parents know? Because if my son come home and tell me he's been bullied or made fun of, he's not going back. I'm sorry. And this is why my son will not be going to a predominantly white school. The school he goes to now is predominantly mixed. Okay. And so he has some childhood traumas that he needs to go see some counselor about, because even on his wedding night, that's what he's talking about. And I'm like, that's probably not what you should be talking about to your new wife. We have these two people. Okay, Johnny already told us what his problem was. He wasn't loved. He didn't get hugs and stuff when he was a child. And so now he wants a stage 5 clingy woman. And then he's looking for what's the word from his dad. So he needs to go to counseling about that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a woman who adores you and cherishes you and all that stuff. But he wants somebody to hang on to him for dear life. That's counseling. Bao also, with and Johnny's also from divorce, right? His family's dad left and go start another family. Bao came here poor, lived in the trailer park, so on and so forth. And she's had to pull herself out with her bootstraps, and then she don't like to be touched. Now, I say some of that is culture, but she sound like, and I'm just saying, she sound like there might be some traumatic issue as a child that happened that she has not addressed, that she needs to go and sit down with somebody. You want to be married, but you don't want to be touched. And I'm trying to figure out how you do that. I'm in the room because I get dressed in the guest room because, I have a 6-year-old boy. I'm in the room and my husband comes in and I'm doing my hair and he's touching my hair. He's helping me with my hair. Man, husbands want to touch their wives. So I don't understand, Bio, how you don't want to be touched. These two. What kind of experts, fake experts? Thank you, Felicia. That's 2 people who both their fathers were killed. And did they get counseling? I don't know. Gil is extremely cheap. I mean, thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa said the difference. Gil is not frugal. He's cheap. Frugal has to do with, Lord, I forgot what you said, Alyssa. What you said? Frugal has to do with, I remember. Tell me again in the comment section. It's on the top of my head. But he's extremely cheap. Cheap to the point you wear some busted over shoes to your wedding. Come on, that's your wedding. You're going to see those pictures forever. Every time you look at the picture, you're going to remember. You're going to remember what was happening. My wedding picture, you just remember what was happening. This picture right here, right? People ask me right here, I don't know if y'all could see, did my husband have one of the long suits, jackets to come down to his knee? No. What happened was it was raining while we were getting married, and the photographer gave him her scarf to put on the wood to lean up on so he wouldn't mess up his suit. And I'm going to remember that forever. So you have Gil walking around in some busted up, walked over shoes because he was too cheap to buy some shoes, and I think they get a wedding budget. So what did you do with the wedding budget, Gil? What did you do with the money they gave you to buy your stuff for the wedding? Okay, and of course, Merla, she same thing. Father killed, poverty. She worked herself hard to make the life she's lived, and I do agree with some of you. We're saying she's the mentioning of the red bottoms and the vows. I said that I didn't like that, and she really needs to go to counseling to sit down and see someone. Nothing wrong with her buying what she wants, what she can't afford. Nothing wrong with what she wants and stuff like that. It's her life, it's her money. She worked for it. Enjoy it. And I think she says she does have some savings and stuff like that. These two. Safe thing. Okay, Jose has the Napoleon. What is it? Napoleon what? My husband worked with a man like that. Complex. I like the guy. I like him. Let's see. He has the Napoleon complex. Little short dude have the Napoleon complex. Okay. And you need to go to counseling. You need to accept yourself. This is how God made you. You're a short man. Celebrate you being a short man. And then all his issues, not issues, but his treatment of money and all of that stuff, I don't have a problem with it. This one too, Rachel. I like Rachel, but from the way her mama and her friend talked to her, girl, you need to drop your mama and your friend and go find you a new mama and a new friend. And of course, she struggled with her weight all her life. She says she lost 35 pounds and now she feels as if she's on the top of the world. This two couple, Brett and Ryan. Now, Brett might be the only normal person. Normal meaning, I don't remember, help me out in the comment section, I don't remember anything traumatic happened to her. She came from a 2-family home. Our parents are still married. Family's still intact. I don't remember. I just think that maybe she doesn't love herself and she's tomboyish, and that might be her issue. But the issue with Ryan is I figured it out because I've been thinking. Because, don't get Sister Janice thinking about something, because I'm going to get the answer, okay? Ryan is a serial dater. I don't have a problem with dating many women, okay? It says dating differently here. I think I'm going to move this up. I think I should move this up a little bit more. I don't have a problem with Ryan dating, and I think people should date. Listen, girls, in your 20s, that's what you're supposed to be doing, dating, gathering data. But did he say he dated over 2,000 women? Now, dating, according to what Ryan is saying about dating, it sounds like Ryan and I have the same meaning of dating. He meets someone and he figure out about them, and then once he realized they're not it, he dropped them, because he said to Brett, "You act so crazy, my word, in the airport, that in the airplane, that if we were dated, I wouldn't have gone out with you on a second date." See, that's what I did. Once I figure out what's wrong with you, I was drop you and gone. The problem with Ryan is, help me out in the comments, I really think that Ryan is looking for someone he lost. Either a childhood sweetheart, his first crush. I'm not going to say that word, but you know how some kids have some crush on a certain woman, maybe a babysitter or a teacher or something, and he's looking for that person, or maybe it was his first love. I know guys. Anytime you meet guys that try to change you into somebody, they're trying to make you into somebody versus accepting you. Granted, ladies, we are to fix ourselves up, fix up your hair, do different things with your hair, make sure you're dressed appropriately with your clothes and stuff like that. And so I really think that Ryan issue, the reason why he's dated so many women and find fault with all of them, is because he's looking for someone that he lost, as in a first girlfriend, as in his first crush or something. and he's looking for her, and none of the women he has met has quite added up to who she is, which is why Ryan needs to go to counseling. The counselor will tell him, Ryan, she will dig and dig and dig and get to, this is the problem. I'm just making an assumption. My husband said, don't make assumption. She's gone. You now need to create in your head, write down, this is why I tell y'all, get the journals and write down what it is that you want. And he needs to divorce himself from this person and who she is. And he needs to create a new mindset. That person is gone. Whoever she was, no other woman is going to be her. Because the minute she toss her here and not put her here like this, you're going to be like, oh, you did something wrong. That's not how she would have done it. Because you've seen that with a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys do that. And this is why dating is important. Gathering the data, talking to men, talking to them about their childhood girlfriends and boyfriends and stuff like that, and getting to know them and get to see if they're trying to turn you into somebody else. Now, in this book, in The Naked Wife, I talk about Barbie. And is this woman met this man, and he had her to blonde her hair, and she take out her ribs and all. She said one day she looked in the mirror, she didn't recognize herself because he was trying to turn her into somebody else. And for 10 years, he just kept making suggestions, and she just kept changing because she said, oh, I'm just submitting to my husband. Until one day he said to her, you could take out 2 of your ribs to make your waistline smaller. And she came to her senses. She was like, I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who I was. She left him. And now she's all Afrocentric, girl. I love it. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Talk to your the guys you're dating. Also in this book, I think it's called the Trapper and the Trapeze, something like that. The girl said she got pregnant for him because she knew his story. And she said she knew he would not want his kids to grow up without him. And so she was 8 months pregnant when they finally got married. But they married on paper, but that's it. Okay. So you need to address your childhood traumas, whatever it is. Those of you coming over here and being angry and upset at my content, ouch! You need to figure that out. Because I'm not telling you anything bad. I'm not telling you anything bad. Michaela family call her Hurricane K. I didn't come up with that. There's a reason why she's Hurricane K. So why are you angry and upset? Somebody under my video yesterday about the whole Alexis and Kai. Why are you angry? Why I can't be a believer and read? You're angry at me because I'm reading what they wrote. Think about that. You're angry because I'm reading something that's on Instagram. Think about that. I have to run. Remember, we're dating differently. In dating differently, this is why you don't meet a man and jump all the way in. I've told you that, ladies. You'll have to gather the data and you have to be willing to walk away because you can't change him. I love you. I have to run. Let me know what you think. Bye.